Hey there, friends. Nibs again. Out here in the garage today, doing a little bit of goofing around. It is actually Saturday morning, nice quiet Saturday morning. I was actually out here goofing around with a couple of knives, and the mailman just came and dropped off one package. And that's going to be kind of the subject of this video, but I'll show you. I've got a couple other neat ones that just came in the mail recently, and I will show you those as well. We'll go up to the tabletop here, but this one here just came in, a neat little case jackknife or penknife. Sorry, they come out of opposite ends, and it does have a little pen blade on there. But this is a really neat little penknife. Doesn't need much, but it does need a little bit of maintenance. Really nice snapping already. It was pretty stiff. I put some mineral oil on it. Here's a picture of what it looked like when I unpackaged it. And all I did was just apply a little bit of mineral oil to the scales and to the pivot points, and made a world of difference already. But we're going to go ahead and polish it up with a little bit of Neverdull and some flitz, and just check it out, and check out a couple of these other ones that I just got in the mail. Should be a pretty quick video, but I think you guys thought you guys would appreciate this. So this is a 60, what is this, a 6279 pattern, and the 6279 actually came in both bone and in Delrin, and I'm having a hard time. I'm leaning towards bone because it has some really nice, like, behind the darkness of it, it has some nice little speckling and stuff, and usually Delrin doesn't have that. So but either way, it's a great little knife, and we're going to clean it up a little bit and do a little bit of talking about it. Let's go up to the tabletop camera, and we'll check this guy out. Make sure I'm running there. All right, so here's my, make sure I'm centered. But what we have here is a neat little case. We'll talk about that more in a minute. Let's talk about the couple that I have gotten in the mail most recently that I just took out of the package and didn't do a mail call on. So this is a mail call of sorts. But let's see. This one actually came in the mail the other day. It is a really, really neat Imperial, a very old Imperial. I guess you'd call this a penknife too. I don't know. It has a pen blade that comes out, and they come out opposite ends, but it has got a really long handle, and these blades do not look whittled down at all. But the tang stamp on this one dates it before 1946. If I remember right, this dates to 1930 up to 46. Really pretty neat. I believe that's celluloid scales with mother of pearl or some other type of chips in the clear celluloid. Very, very neat looking knife. This one absolutely needs nothing. Put a couple drops of oil on the pivot points, and she's ready to go. Now this next one is a Kent brand, and I didn't know much about the Kent brand until I got this one. It's got a little chip on the scale there, but I think we can repair that. It's got some neat handles on it that are like a clear, maybe celluloid with some other chips in there and stuff. So I do have some clear yellow epoxy, and I'm going to try to maybe find a couple little chips of different color stuffs, maybe a red and a green, and put them in there, and then fill that in with epoxy, and then try to fix that up. Not trying to hide anything, but I think that would be nice to get that fixed right up. But this is a Kent jackknife, and Kent is from what I found, is actually a house brand from Camillus that they made for, I believe, the Woolworth company, if I remember correctly. Woolworth, and this was from in the 30s into the 40s, and that's pretty cool. So the blade's been sharpened a little bit, but it's a pretty cool little history knife. So I thought that was pretty excellent to get that in the collection. And the last one before we get into that case is one that's going to take some TLC, I think, but I think it's worth saving. It's a standard Scout there. It's missing the bail. I've seen the bails. They're just the one-piece bails that hook into the ends of the bolsters there, so that'd be pretty easy to remake. But this one is and it's hard to see the bottom line, but this is a 4-line Camillus. So this dates this to what's that? About 1930 up to 1946. But it does have the older style can opener on it, so I believe this to probably be pre-1940, because that's when everybody started coming out with the other style can opener. Let me find one here that's got not that one. Here's one. So this other style can opener like that with the hook on it. There's actually a one in between that, but this is the really the older style. So pretty cool. The blade's been whittled down a little bit. I'm having a tough time getting any kind of action in that blade. Some of these other ones have a little bit of work snap happening in them, but we'll work on that one and get that one cleaned up, a new bail on there. Even if I can't get any snap in, it's pretty cool. Really old Camillus. So now let's talk about this little case guy here. I already showed you what the scales look like before I started. Really doesn't need much down inside the really strong pull on those. It's really clean down inside there. I don't think this thing was used much, if at all. Still can feel what feels like the factory burr on the edge of the blades here. So I believe this guy was probably bought and put away and not maintained very well, but just got some tarnishing on the bolsters and the badge and the shield. We're going to buff it up a little bit, but this is a 6279 pattern. This one here is a case mother of pearl. I don't know if it's a fake mother of pearl or real mother of pearl, because the stamp on the blade is not stamped very well, and all you can see is the start of a 0 and then 79. So I can't tell. Usually the first number denotes the type of handle material, and you can't see that on this one. But it says it's a 79 pattern, but they're two completely different shape knives. This one's not an equal end pen knife. It is the main blade end is bigger than the clip or the pen blade end, and then this one's an equal end, but they both say 79 on them. So if anybody has any information on what's going on there, I would really appreciate it. But let's go ahead and we'll clean this guy up. It's not going to take much effort. I'm just going to use a little bit of Neverdol and then some Flitz, and I'm not going to go too crazy with it, but I just want to get it shined up and make it look presentable. So just I got a little wad of Neverdol. This stuff is so cheap. I see people saving their chunks of it, throwing it back in the can, but stuff's so cheap, like $4 or $5 for that can right there, and that'll last you forever, unless you're really like cleaning knives every single day, and even then it will. But you can see, you just want to. So there is a little speck of something right there. I was hoping that would come off with the Neverdol. It seems to be. I'm not afraid of a little bit of elbow grease. I'd rather do that than use a machine. I do have a rotary tool here with a felt pad on it. Really does a nice job, but if I can get away with cleaning them up with without using a machine, I'd rather do that. You can see a big difference already. See how nice and shiny that is compared to how dull that is on that side. And so we'll go down the back spring with it real quick. And this is a really clean knife, so you see the the tarnish coming off of it though. There's one little black speck right there on the bottom. Oh, it's almost gone already. This is going to be a pretty knife. Another one to throw into the EDC rotation, the vintage EDC rotation. So you would do this with the never dull and you think you'd be done, but then you hit it with the flits and it really makes this thing pop. These things pop. And I really do believe that this knife was never carried. There's no scratches or anything on any of the blades or the bolsters or anything. So 1974, if I didn't say that already, it has the 1970 to 1979 tank stamp, and it has 6 dots underneath at the bottom of the tank stamp. So 1974. Let's get the other end of the back spring, main spring, whatever you want to call it. Really nice looking knife. Okay, so let's hit the back side here. Got some yard work and various stuff to do today, but figured I'd get out here and do a little bit of knife maintenance first. And this one's an easy one to start out with because it doesn't need much. Like using a piece of cardboard so I don't mess up my cleaning mat too bad. All right, so one thing I've been doing recently, and I think it really works out good, is even though it is very clean down inside those wells, I like to first hit the tops of the liners with my never dull and clean those up a little bit. And it does take some tarnish off of there for sure. You gotta be careful with those blades though, because these are still factory edges. If you slip, you're gonna not be happy. But what I do is I actually take the never dull and take a little, depending on the knife, some of them have wide open channels, but you take a little like screwdriver and poke the never dull down inside there, and then you can actually and if your knife is in need of more cleaning than this one, you could actually clean it up with some, what do you call it, an emery board or some sandpaper first, and get the bulk of the rust out, and then use the never dull to just give it that nice little pop down inside there too. But that one did not need much at all. Normally that would come out dirty as all get out. Let's just run across these blades real quick. So I've been using this can because it'll lay down on there and there's not a chance of me poking the end of my finger. If I had that on a softer material, the blade could stick up and poke me in the finger. So as long as I got that laying down flat on the can there, I can work on that blade a lot safer. Didn't need much, just give it a little bit of pop. I know some knives really need a lot more help than others, but this is another one of those late night eBay finds that closed out pretty low. Pretty low for a case knife anyway. Wipe that guy off. But there you go. Now let's, I'm not even going to flitz the blades because they're very nice looking. But let's go ahead and I'll show you what I do with the flits. So here's the flits. Really good stuff. I need to squeeze it up a little bit. My tube of toothpaste is, but I see a lot of people like put it all over and just make a mess out of things, but you really don't need to do that. So you take an old t-shirt, get it on the end of your finger like that, and just get a little dab on there. And a little dab goes a long, long way with this stuff. Then you just start with the bolster and a little bit of elbow grease, and look at that coming off of there. And then you do it again, just a little dab. And there's my mat getting, so I like to go over the handles. We'll wipe that off the handles in a minute, but this is really gonna buff up the handles really nice, and it's gonna make those pins nice and shiny. It's not as much came off the handle, but I'm just using the tiniest little bit on there, and then the elbow grease is what really gets you. That's just, I can see myself in that scale. I don't know if you could see that or not, but keep going on the back side, or that actually the front side, I guess. The Never Dull gets you like 99% of the way there, but then the Flitz puts the icing on the cake. Really does a nice job on the shield there. Get me a new section of t-shirt here. Almost done. All right, there's again what came off the bolster. Now we'll just quickly do the back spring, and I'll show you how I finish this up. You can see all the different spots I've done with different knives. Do the other end of the back spring. Super nice. All right. All right, so what I do now, just to get all of that flitz off of there that was left behind, just go back over it one more time with the never dull. And that fiber from the never dull will pick up any of that flitz residue that was left behind. Not really doing any polishing at this point, just kind of cleaning any leftover residue off the. Make sure you put your cap back on your flitz because the solvent in there will evaporate. All right, one more step and then we're done. So I wipe off all the solvent from the never dull, and then I like this stuff. I've also got the cutting board mineral oil, but this feeding wax has orange oil and beeswax in it, and it really is doing a good job on a lot of these knife scales. The Delrin handles on the buck knives that, like the black Velox or whatever it is, that likes to turn white. This really does a nice job of making those black again, and it soaks right in, and it seems to be lasting pretty well on those black. I guess they call it Velox. If I'm wrong, let me know. But just rub that in there. Give it a polish with a microfiber towel. Now, there you go. She's like new money. pretty knife. All right, let's go back up to the eye level camera and we'll finish this up. Alrighty, so you saw really pretty quick restoration of this little case knife, 1974 vintage. I believe it's bone handles, could be Delrin. These came both ways. The 6279 pattern came both Delrin and bone, so it's hard to tell. But this one has some little speckles in the clear areas. Got some translucent behind where they looks like they might have toasted it a little bit, and it's got like a peach seed jig type of look to it as well, down in the jigging. But very nice little knife. Excellent find on eBay. Late night, closing out. Not many people are on late at night, so that's why I check before I go to bed. I check to see if there's anything closing out, and then I'll wake up and bid on it if it's looks like something I would want to have. So, but there you go. Nice little case. I guess you call this an equal end penknife. I'm not sure. I'll look it up and put what the actual pattern's called, I guess. So 6279 though. If you have any information about that mother of pearl one, I would really appreciate that. That one's kind of an oddball. I really haven't been able to find much more information about it. But hope you guys liked the video. Till next time, have a great day.